Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the News on Map series. I am Pooja, and in this segment today we are going to deal with questions that are related to the last couple of days news that has been around the world. And of course, we will help you with the MCQs through visualization. That means we will use maps. So if you're new to this channel, kindly stay engaged, and if you're an old student, then let's solve this question together. It says in the practice question, how many states and union territories of India are entirely north of the Tropic of Cancer? Keywords entirely, and another one is north of the Tropic of Cancer. So we have to know about this particular question and answer with the help of a map. This map is showing you from where the Tropic of Cancer passes and the states that are entirely to the north of it. Like you see, even if it passes through a very small region, it has a very small region of Rajasthan to the south of it, this will be counted out because of course we are talking about entirely is the keyword here. So first of all, let us talk about the union territories. How many union territories are there falling north of the Tropic of Cancer entirely? Ladakh first, Jammu and Kashmir second, then comes Chandigarh and of course Delhi. So we have 4 union territories. Next we have a set of states: Haryana, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. So here in the central eastern region, we have Haryana 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, north and central eastern region. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6. Then plus in the northeastern region we have Sikkim, Meghalaya, Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland and Manipur. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 again. So we have 12 states and 4 union territories as our correct answer. That means option B is correct. Moving on to the next set of questions. This question is with respect to Gustavo Petro, who has been elected Colombia's first leftist president. Okay, that is why he is significant. From that we can formulate a question which goes like, a person takes a land route from Colombia to Mexico. She shall pass the Central American countries en route Mexico in which of the following orders? Okay, so you see that Colombia is actually known as the gateway to the south because it connects the North American region with the help of Central American region. Okay, so here this particular question is going to ask you the order in which the person has to go if she has to go to Mexico. First is of course Panama, then Costa Rica, then Nicaragua. We have only 4 group of countries in each option: Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, then Honduras. This is going to be the correct order, right? Then moving to El Salvador, or if the person wants to bypass El Salvador from Honduras to Guatemala directly. So 4 countries are there making one group: Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua and Honduras. That is the correct answer. Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua and Honduras. This is the correct answer. Let us move on to the next set of questions. Now this question will be asked why? Because farmers in eastern part of Sudan have revealed worrying movements by what they described as Ethiopian militias and called upon the government to help them deal with the forces on the move. So from that we can find this question. Al-Fashaga or Al-Fushka it is also said, it's a disputed region between which of the following 2 countries? Yemen and Oman, Iraq and Turkey, Ethiopia and Sudan, and then we have Egypt and Morocco. For that we have this map. This map shows us the region in the Horn of Africa, and this is the Al-Fushka region. Okay, it is a point of tension between Sudan and Ethiopia. This is a very fertile region. It is full of, the soil is full of fertility, and as we know that Africa, especially if we talk about Eastern and Western Africa, they are in a constant tussle with drought. So that is why over this region there has been a constant tussle between Ethiopia and Sudan, although it's actually dated back, the dispute is dated back to as early as 1902. And it was actually, Al-Fashaga actually was established as a Sudanese territory when they were having deals with the colonial government, Ethiopia and colonial government and Sudan. but now it's a disputed, after that it has been a disputed region since 1902. Sudan and Ethiopia is going to be the correct answer, option C. So many disputed regions are there in Tigray also, Amhara also, that is lying very close to Ethiopia. Moving on, if we talk about the next set of questions, it is with respect to Africa only. Ethiopia is experiencing widespread ethnic tension in several regions, and most of them over historical grievances and political tensions. Somali forces have killed 67 Al-Shabaab terrorists in foiled attack in central region. At least 50% or people have died in an attack by armed men on village in northern Burkina Faso. So these countries have already, since many years, they are in turmoil, they still are in turmoil. The discord that is there in the African region is mainly because of economic and political reason. So you see, we have to match city, district or province with the country they belong to. Oromia, Somalia, Galmudug, Ethiopia, and Seno, Burkina Faso. Let us look at our map. So Oromia is actually in Ethiopia. Okay, first pair becomes incorrect because here it is written Somalia, it's Ethiopia. Then Galmudug is in, you see, this is the region of Galmudug in Somalia. Okay, so this is also not correct. Second is also not correct. Okay, because these has been interchanged. Then Seno, if we talk about Seno, Seno is in Burkina Faso, the northern region. So only the third pair is correctly matched, then option D is correct. Moving on to the next set of question. The question says, with respect to this only we have the next question. Russian forces seek to extend control in eastern city in Severodonetsk, okay? And Russian troops are continuing to attack Ukrainian positions north of Kharkiv city. In the south, Mariupol is said to be at risk of major cholera outbreak, and Ukrainian counterattacks advance in southern region of Kherson and Zaporizhzhia. So let us see the question. Russian advances in eastern Ukraine continue. Arrange the following cities of eastern Ukraine from west to east. That means we have to go from left to right. Alright. So first we have Melitopol, Mariupol, Izium and Severodonetsk. The aggression in Severodonetsk is unparalleled. You see, I have provided you with the map and of course the longitudes that are related to it. Whenever we are going to count that, compare these cities, we will take into account the longitude. So Melitopol is first, then we have Izium, okay, here, and then we have Mariupol, and then we have Severodonetsk. So Melito, then Izium, then Mariupol, Melito first, then 1, 3, 2 and 4 is going to be the correct answer, that is option B. Alright, these kind of questions could come because eastern cities are the main region where Russian advances are huge. So they can ask you a question with respect to important cities because these cities have been in the news for quite a long period of time. Germany's economy minister says that the country will limit the use of natural gas for energy production amidst concern about possible shortages caused by the cut in supplies from Russia, because they want to weaken Russia. That is, energy is one of the sources from which Russia earns a lot and then finances its weaponry, soldiers and war basically. So they want to weaken Russia economically so that the war ceases earlier, and that is why this question is formed. So let us see which of the following countries directly border the Baltic Sea. Keyword here is directly, because there are certain countries that are also indirectly bordering the Baltic Sea. Denmark, Norway, Germany and Belarus are our option. So you see, Baltic Sea is an extension of North Atlantic Ocean, and it has a border, a huge coastline of approximately 8,000 kilometers. Many important countries are surrounding it. Why is this question in the news? Because from the Baltic Sea only, we could see Nord Stream 2 pipeline to supply energy from Germany to Russia and from basically Russia to Germany, and that is the reason this question has been asked. So you see, it has a border, Baltic Sea has a border with Germany, Poland, then Kaliningrad of Russia here and here as well, and Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, Sweden, Finland and Denmark. Okay, so that is why we have to know Norway has a border with Baltic Sea but indirectly. Okay, so the question says Belarus and one more was there, Norway. So here we have, as I told you, it's an indirect border with Baltic Sea, so this will go out of the picture. Belarus is over here having not direct border with Baltic Sea. So the correct answer would be Denmark and Germany only. That is option, of course, 1 and 3. That is option C. Alright, let's move on to the next set of questions. Now, China claims all of the self-governed island in the Taiwan Strait as its own territory and says that it is determined to retake it by force if necessary. Already, there has been a news about a leaked audio that says China can invade Taiwan at any moment. Now, this particular news is pretty old, as in 1 month old, but you see that this is a big news, and China is already very aggressive in the Taiwan Strait. Let us see and match the disputed islands with the countries and the countries which are involved in the dispute. Swains Island, Russia and Japan. Kinmen Island, Japan and China. Abu Musa Island, Iran and UAE. And Tromelin Island, Mauritius and France. So we have to select the pairs which are not correctly matched. Okay. So first pair is of course about Swains. Now Swains, you see Swains Island is over here near Tonga, that is in the Pacific, and it is a part of African Samoa Islands. Okay, and Tokelau, okay, Tokelau and the USA are involved in the dispute with respect to Swains Island. So you see the first pair is incorrect because here it says Russia and Japan. Then comes Kinmen Island. Kinmen Island is over here in the Taiwan Strait, in the west of Taiwan Strait, and this basically is a dispute between Taiwan and China. Okay, and here Matsu region is also there where incursions of China were reported. Alright, so you see Penghu, Kinmen, Matsu, these are important islands that we have to know about. Then comes the Abu Musa Island. Abu Musa Island is actually a dispute between Iran and UAE. Alright, so you see where is it? First of all, it's in the Persian Gulf, and this is the Musandam Peninsula. This is belonging to Oman. Never get confused between that. So yes, Abu Musa, an issue between Iran and UAE. Tromelin Island lies in Indian Ocean. Okay, and Tromelin Island, as you see, is a problem between Mauritius and France. Alright, so that becomes the fourth pair is correct. Third and fourth are correct. First and second are not. And we had to select the not correct one. Option A is correct. Moving on to the next set of questions. The tectonic plate is, this question is asked because of the earthquake that has been registered in Taiwan. There are two questions with respect to earthquake. Let's see which ones. This tectonic plate is a relatively small diamond-shaped plate, and it forms the Nankai Trench and the Ryuko Trench. It contains quite a few topographic features, and the longest feature is the Kyushu Palau Ridge, which is an aseismic ridge. The Caroline Plate is to the southeast of it, and we have to name the plate that has been described. Cocos, Philippines, Senkaku, and Ryukyu. So this particular answer will be with respect to Philippines Sea Plate. This is Philippines Sea Plate, and Nankai Trench, Ryukyu Trench is formed by the Philippines Sea Plate. Here is the Caroline Plate that is lying to the southeast of the Philippines Sea Plate. The correct answer is option B, the Philippines Sea Plate. Alright, let's move on and talk about our next question, which is with respect to a 5.9 magnitude earthquake that happened in eastern Afghanistan in the coast city, and it killed at least 920 people. This is official, of course. Unofficial, what officiality can we expect from Taliban? So you see, coast is over here at the border with Pakistan, Afghanistan and Pakistan at the border of that, and here only the earthquake originated. So arrange the following alpine belt or alpine Himalayan orogenic belt ranges from west to east. Alpine belt is basically a belt that is an orogenic and seismic belt. There is a huge, it's very active with respect to earthquakes, second active after the Pacific Rim, which is also known as the Ring of Fire because it contains highly seismic zones, volcanic zones. Alright, so from that perspective, this question is going to be important because many important ranges are formed and they lie in the Alpine orogenic belt. The Alps, Alborz, or it's also known as Elbrus, Caucasus, this is U, okay, Caucasus, Atlas, Karakoram. So we have to match the answer, we have to select the correct answer. So you see, this is the gray area is the extent of the Alpine or Alpine Himalayan orogenic belt. So Atlas in Africa is the westernmost part of it, then comes the Alps. Here lies the Caucasus, then Alborz or Elbrus, then comes Karakoram. Hindu Kush is also a part of it, okay? Hindu Kush, Anatolia, all are a part of it, but the question is asking about these particular ranges, that is why we are just marking those. So Hindu Kush is also a part of it, of course Himalaya ranges, Karakoram, every region you see where the gray line goes is of course the Alpine belt. So first we have Atlas, okay, fourth one shall be first, then we have Alps, then we have I guess Caucasus, and then Alborz or Elbrus. Caucasus is third, 413, where can I find 413, yes, and then 2, second one is Elbrus, and 5, the easternmost, that is Karakoram, okay. Moving on to the next set of questions, Algeria has suspended all tourism ties with Spain on Monday in a new escalation of tension between the two countries over the disputed Western Sahara region. This is a big deal because Algeria and Spain were doing pretty well earlier, but now it's not because of the dispute in Western Sahara. Western Sahara region, often seen in the news, is a disputed region among which of the following group of countries, okay. So for that we have to of course look at the map. Now you see, this is a map that shows the colonial times when Spain was in charge in the Western Sahara region. So you see Spain and Spanish colonies, here is Western Sahara, then the green one is French Moroccan region, the pink one is actually Spanish Morocco, and after the colonial era ended here, the Western Sahara region became a dispute between of course Morocco, Algeria and Mauritania, okay. So Mauritania basically supports the Algeria basically supports, not Mauritania, Algeria supports the Polisario Free Zone, and of course between Mauritania and Morocco it was already a dispute. Algeria came into being after Polisario. They were not happy with the controlling of Western Sahara by the countries. So Mauritania, Morocco and Algeria is going to be the correct answer, that is option D, okay. Let's move on and talk about our next set of questions. Environmental groups in Karnataka, they have criticized the project to link the Bediti and Varada rivers in Karnataka because they are calling it unscientific and a waste of public money. So from that we see this question, which of the following rivers are west flowing, that is they go into the Arabian Sea? Bediti, Kali Nadi, Sharavati, Aghanashini. So let us see the map first. This is the map and this is going to show you the west flowing rivers. Kali Nadi, yes, it flows west. Here is Bediti river, it also flows west. Aghanashini river also flows west, and here is Sharavati also flowing west. So the correct answer is all of them. All of the above is the correct answer, and because Bediti and Varda are in our statement, so this is Bediti and this is the Varda river. To link these two, the environmentalists are not happy because how do you link a west flowing river with this river, because it will of course create problems in the ecology of the region, because this ecology is extremely sensitive. So spiny horntail has been discovered in Kottayur forest in Kannur. Tell me in the comment segment what is spiny horntail, and I will take the names of those who have answered it correctly in our next news on map segment. The species is known to be endemic to Western Ghats. It was discovered in Maharashtra earlier this year. So Karnataka, Maharashtra, Goa, Kerala, and of course the border of Gujarat and Maharashtra, from there we see the Western Ghats going through 1600 kilometers parallel to the of course western coast of India, and that is why we have formulated this question. With respect to Western Ghats, consider the following statements. The Ghats of Karnataka are gently sloping, whereas they are steep in Maharashtra and Kerala first, and the Ghats are continuous in Kerala and Karnataka while they are gapped in Maharashtra. Now if we talk about this question, let's see the Western Ghats first over here with the help of this map. See, first certain deductions can be made from the diagram itself. The region of Western Ghats in Maharashtra, you see how narrow it is, okay, and for Karnataka it is pretty wide, and of course you see that there is a continuity in the Western Ghats over here. The first statement is correct with respect to it be gently sloping in Karnataka, and in Maharashtra as well as Kerala it is steep in nature. Also, it is continuous in Maharashtra and Karnataka, but it is pretty gapped. There are isolated mountains, or you can say hillocks, that are there of Western Ghats in Kerala, and that is the reason that the rain-bearing winds of monsoon, they pass towards the leeward side of the Western Ghats, not causing a lot of rainfall. If we talk about the similarity of rain over here and here, it's almost the same. But in Karnataka, because of the presence of broader Western Ghats, we see that precipitation is higher because the rain-bearing winds, the moisture is able to coalesce itself in a proper manner so that it rains heavily in the region that has broader Western Ghats. So first is correct. It's gently sloping in Karnataka but steep in Maharashtra and Kerala. And these are not continuous in Kerala, but Maharashtra and Karnataka has a continuous range of Western Ghats. In Kerala, they are not continuous, but isolated ranges are there. So as we have to select the correct one, only the first is correct. A is going to be the correct answer. Moving on, to free its forest department from devoting too much time, resources and effort in fighting illegal mining in the National Chambal Sanctuary, the MP government has proposed to open 292 hectares for mining in 5 stretches of Chambal and its tributary Parvati River. Okay, so mining was banned, sand mining was banned in 2006. Now it has been reopened. It is proposed to reopen because illegal mining is very prevalent over there. From that, we have this question. The National Chambal Sanctuary is a tri-state protected area of Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. Parvati River is the right bank tributary of the Chambal River, whereas Kali Sindh and Banas are the left bank tributaries. Let us see the region that is of Chambal, National Chambal Sanctuary, which was stated so in 1979 at the tri-junction of Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh, and it is a riverine sanctuary. A riverine sanctuary, that means it has the presence of Chambal River, and it is also a very important bird area. So you see that this region is of utmost importance to be protected. First statement is correct. Second statement with respect to Chambal River. The Chambal River has many tributaries such as Parvati, Kali Sindh and Banas. Okay, so you see that here Banas only is the left bank tributary from the 3 rivers. Kali Sindh and Parvati, both of them are right bank tributaries, right? So the first statement is correct. The second is not. Okay, so only the first statement being correct, second not. A, one only is the correct answer. Moving on to the next question. It says at least 5 animals, including a leopard, have lost their lives due to flood in Assam's Kaziranga National Park so far this year. And let's have a look at the question that is related to it. Which of the following protected areas in Assam lie to the south of Brahmaputra River? Hulongpar Game Sanctuary, Manas Wildlife Sanctuary, Kaziranga and Orang. Okay, so let us first of all look at the map. This is the map that shows us the course of Brahmaputra River, right, the blue one. So there are many important protected areas in Assam. Hulongpar Gibbon Wildlife Sanctuary is to the south of it. Even Kaziranga is to the south of it. Then we have Laukhova, okay, and Orang and Manas. These are the north ones, okay. So Kaziranga and Hulongpar are correct. Hulongpar is first, Kaziranga is third. B is the correct answer, while Manas and Orang, they are to the north of Brahmaputra river. So option B is the correct answer. Moving on, even as border talks between India and China, they continue, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval strongly addressed the question of Chinese forays into Indian territory, saying that India will not tolerate any transgressions by China. Now, the next question says, arrange the following border flashpoints between China and India from north to south. That means from top to bottom. These are the given options: Depsang Plains, Hot Springs, Galwan Valley, and Pangong So Lake. So let us first of all have a look at the map. Since the last 2 years, we are actually having a tussle with China over these regions. Pangong So is the southernmost among the given options, and Depsang is the northernmost. So Depsang will be first. Then comes here, and then comes Galwan, Hot Springs, and Pangong So. Okay, so first we have Depsang. Okay, then we have Galwan, then Hot Springs, and then Pangong So. 1, 3, 2, 4 is going to be the correct answer over here. Option B is correct. Let's move on to the next question. Consent was given by Chief Wildlife Warden to tranquilize and cage a tiger that has killed 2 persons in Corbett Tiger Reserve so far. From that, we can formulate a question. One draws, that means a person, draws a straight line joining Pilibhit Tiger Reserve and Satpura Tiger Reserve on one side. Another straight line joining Pilibhit Tiger Reserve and Palamu Tiger Reserve on the other side. And finally, another one joining Palamu and Satpura Tiger Reserve in such a manner that it almost is an equilateral triangle. So which of the following tiger reserves will definitely fall within the drawn area? So these are our given options: Panna, Dudhwa, Pench Tiger Reserve, and Rajaji Tiger Reserve. Let us see the correct answer with the help of this map. So Pilibhit in the northern area of Uttar Pradesh to be joined with Satpura in the middle region of central region of Madhya Pradesh, and the northwestern region of Jharkhand, that is Palamu is present over there, has to be joined together. Which will among these given options that we have already talked about, which ones fall into the triangle? See, Panna is also falling here, and Sanjay Dhubri is also falling in the region. But among the given options, we have only one, that is Panna Tiger Reserve. Okay, so A is going to be the correct answer. This is an application based question. Now, 7 years after being sworn in as the first woman governor of Jharkhand, Draupadi Murmu's political career has taken another key turn because she has been nominated for becoming the next president. First woman tribal president she will become, tribal woman. Okay, so with respect to Chota Nagpur Plateau, consider the following statements. It lies, its entirety, that means it is lying entirely between the basins of Ganga, Damodar River to the north, Mahanadi River to the south. The Bokaro Thermal Power Station is located on the bank of river Barakar, which is a tributary of Damodar River. We have to select the correct answer. For that, we have to look at the map. Now, Chota Nagpur Plateau is a Precambrian plateau. Okay, it is made up of Precambrian rocks, and it's almost 50 crores year old. More than 50 crore year old, 54 crores year old. So this Chota Nagpur Plateau is actually made of the Kodarma Plateau and Ranchi Plateau, and of course the Hazaribagh Plateau. It is also called Jharkhand Plateau. Why? Because most of the Chota Nagpur region, Jharkhand is made up of that only. So Chota Nagpur Plateau, for that the question says that its entirety lies between Damodar River, Ganga River in the north, and Mahanadi in the south, which is not correct because Damodar River flows through the central region of it, and to the north of it we have Ganga and Son River, and to the south we have Mahanadi. So first is not correct. Secondly, if we talk about Bokaro Thermal Power Station, it lies near the bank of Konar River and not Barakar River. Okay, so Barakar is over here, Konar is over here, a tributary of course, the Damodar River. First is not correct. Second is also not correct. The correct answer is D, neither 1 nor 2. Moving on, this is a prelims question of 2018 UPSC. Among the following cities, which one lies on a longitude closest to that of Delhi? Not close to Delhi, but the longitude of Delhi. Okay, Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Nagpur, and Pune are our option. So we draw a line joining the longitude of these particular cities. Okay, the correct answer would be Bangalore or Bengaluru actually. The correct answer is option A over here. And then we have the practice question for the next segment. Which of the following are the tributary or tributaries of Brahmaputra? Dibang, Kameng, Lohit. We have to choose the correct answer using the codes. So that's it for today. Next time we shall meet again with more questions. Thank you so much for watching, and until then, stay updated.